Now this is cool. Well, hey everybody, I am Chris Beatties, editor of GrowerTalks magazine. I'm not Jen Zerko as editor of GrowerTalks magazine. Well, hey there everybody, I'm Chris Beatties, editor-in-chief of GrowerTalks, Green Profit, and Acres Online, and I'm here at a beautiful facility called the Heidi Ho, Tom Smith's private little playground here at 4 Star Greenhouses in Michigan, where we're taking a look at new proven winners flower varieties for the 2026 season and beyond. And to help me do that is my good friend Tim Anderson, who is the director of grower accounts for proven winners. What does that mean, Tim?
Well, first and foremost, Chris, I want to help the growers, help the broker community be knowledgeable about our products so they can bring successful programs when it comes to all the things that Proveners can offer growers, retailers, and consumers.
That's cool. And I can tell he's knowledgeable, and he gets out to a lot of greenhouses. You're going to be in Manitoba next week,
Correct,
is that right?
Yes, and looking forward to that.
Find another guy like this who's going to Manitoba. Well, at least it's not January.
Correct.
It's late April. But we're going to look at the new proven winner varieties, and we're going to go alphabetically. Come over on this side of me. You range them alphabetically, but as we go along, you're going to also point out the ones that you think are maybe the most the most exciting new varieties for 2026. But let's start with agastache.
Sure, Chris. I'm really looking forward to bringing these two varieties to market this year. We have our Maestro Coral, Maestro Gold, just heat-loving machines, flowering machines. Growers will love them, easy to do in production, tidy habits, color up quickly, and of course, pollinator, deer-resistant, all the great things we want.
What are we doing talking perennials?
Perennials, good question. These are not perennials. These fall into our annual category, Chris. So you'll find these to be long flowering, long blooming annual program, not a traditional hardy perennial agastache.
A new genus for proven winners.
Yes.
Our first and a whole new series.
Totally, yes. Our first foray into the annual class of agastache into the Proven Winners annual program.
All right. And you can tell the pollinators are going to love those. You've got a begonia down here below in a basket. This is also new for you guys. This one's called Surefire Cascade Red.
Exactly. It's Surefire Cascade Red is an expansion on our Surefire program. Our typical Surefires are very much upright columnar plants, great in the landscape. Looking at the Surefire Cascade to a different approach, more prostrate habit, but great for baskets, urbanscaping, cityscaping. Just to me, a ball of color, that rosy pink red flower on top there, strong, steadfast wax foliage there, but just a beautiful specimen and upright container.
You mentioned something out there you're trying to improve upon. What are you going after with this one?
Yeah, definitely improve upon, not the V-shaped habit, more the prostrate, better branching, overall fuller canopy on top, and good coverage when it comes to municipality and upright basket programs.
There you go. Now, if you need something in a vivid red color, tell us about this Safari Lava Glow Jamesbrittenia.
Sure. If you want something in a steadfast, vivid red color, definitely our Safari Lava Flow Jamesbrittenia checks all those boxes, right? This is the fourth variety into our Safari series. That goes with dawn, sky, and dusk. But red flower, beautiful habit on there. It kind of takes that suitor look effect there with that nice flower, nickel-sized flower.
Bacopa to those
Bacopa for those who maybe don't know. Great point, Chris. But it doesn't have some of those same negatives. It doesn't shatter, doesn't dry up with missing of water, and just good overall heat tolerance. And of course, for all things Proveners, plays well in our recipe programs that we know and love.
Are you saying it's a Bacopa replacement?
I would like to say we can try to make that, convince the consumer that we have a solution for their Bacopa issues.
With red.
With red, nonetheless.
And that Lava Flow aptly named. That is vivid red. Now something much more. We want to come down to another red one here. Jenzy's pointing because she knows. This is a Bidens, as you might say.
Yes, correct. This is our Campfire Red Ember. It goes along with our Campfire Flame and Campfire Marshmallow program. As you can see, it quickly comes up to a great color program in our Grande program. But more importantly, good heat tolerance. And think about different options we can do with our Campfire Red Ember. Fall combinations. We do a great job with recipes that cater to that fall color. And we know we need an audience that wants to refresh that patio, refresh that porch come late season or late summer. And we have options with a very good heat tolerance that brings to market the Campfire Red Ember.
Reminds me of an old pot mum I used to grow called Stoplight, in a way. Some people might know that old variety. Now another one here, more for the spring season, I would say. Superbells Magic Calibracoa Great name, double grapefruit.
Yes, this is.
Tell us about this one.
Yes, Superbells Magic Double.
Let's see if we can get those
Grapefruit
flowers in there, Jenzie, to really show the.
Takes the same thing that growers have known and loved with their Superbells Magic Pink Lemonade, a transition of flowers, right, from pink to fuchsia to yellow, a nice little lemon color in there, and that can all be done based on environment and different regiments and UV light. Think of this as a good opportunity for early spring programs, right? Surrounded around Easter, surrounded around end cap, you can make definitely an impact with this multiple colors of flower, steadfast, UV light just brightens that up, nice dark foliage there, and nice vivid fuchsia flowers when they cover on that yellow as well.
Yeah, and you showed in better light than we have indoors here, you really get that bicolor going on,
Correct.
almost
And
tricolor.
Exactly, and we did not see the color pattern change at all throughout the summer. It was steadfast from start to finish, and more importantly for growers and for consumers alike, but great Phalaenopsis resistance that's important for production practices as well.
There you go. And another one that I see some pastel colors here that make me think Easter, but you're saying, heck, talk about heat tolerance here.
Exactly.
Laguna Royale, 4 colors.
Yes,
New
we
ones
are
here, right?
super excited to bring you the Laguna Royale series of lobelia, right? That will be our azure, our pink, our blue pearl, and of course our lilac. And what's special about this from the grower's perspective, it's tidy habit, quick to market, no chemical needs, and just an overall ball of color on top of that grande program. Plays well in all of our recipes. You're not going to get that overwhelming lobelia effect there. It definitely harmonizes well. But more importantly, for consumer success and, of course, grower retailer, the heat tolerance on this is second to none. Longevity in the garden, great heat performance. Everyone's successful in with our Laguna Royale program. That's the pink, blue pearl, azure, and lilac.
And a hint, if you're looking at proof of winners and you see the Royale name, it means something,
Appreciate it.
regardless of the genus, right?
Great point, Chris. So in our programs, our Royale Superbena, our Royale Color Blaze Coleus, and of course our Royale Laguna lobelia all stands for a subset of more compact plants within that genus. So we want to make growers happy, and we want to make them aware of why we're doing that.
Makes it easier for journalists to keep track of what we're looking at here.
We all need help, right?
I know what improved means, like White Knight improved. You've made White Knight better.
Correct. The White Knight is definitely now the improvement. Larger flower, cleaner, more crystal clear flower, of course, darker foliage, and a much more tidier habit. And you can see we have it side by side our existing White Knight. So, but more importantly, summer performance or heat-loving tolerance. Heat tolerance is second to none on this new improvement compared to the existing.
Still smell great. And you could definitely see tiny flowers over here, much bigger flowers on this side.
Correct.
So, White Knight improved. And another one, this one is, you've put assigned top pick in this Oenothera with the odd name Superlophus.
Superlophus, Chris. Superlophus. We love our supers here at Proof Winners. It's nothing different with our Superlophus sunglow.
Like Supertunia,
Superbena,
all that.
Superbells, you
So
know it.
now we've got Superlophus.
And so Superlophus, if you don't know, it's a Texas primrose, right? So it wants to be at the end of the hose, loves dry, arid conditions, a flower machine. You can see the bud set on there is second to none, of course, and once it's in full sun, it just perpetual dome of yellow color.
Yeah, you
there.
showed me some trial pictures, middle of summer, somewhere out in the desert, mass of yellow. So don't go by what Genji just showed here. If you want a not just regular drought tolerant, but
Correct.
this is like
arid, cracks in the ground dry plant. It loves that. Into the hose plant, the mailbox plant kind of thing. It wants abuse, and it will reward you for that abuse that you give it.
There you go. All right, another top pick, meaning you think it's like going to be one of the favorites in the trials
Yes,
here.
of course we have our top picks.
Your Supertunia Vistas. It's like your biggest sellers in the whole Proof of Winners line, right? Our
Correct. The
Supertunias.
Vistas have been the hallmark of our Proof of Winners Petunia program since day one. So Supertunia Vistas have 7 total varieties. Of course, the anchor of that program is our award-winning Supertunia Vista bubblegum, but we're bringing Supertunia Vista Cool Jazz to market. And use the word cool jazz based on that kind of beautiful orchidy pink-purple color. It has a kind of a luminescent glow to it as well. But more importantly, Chris, this is early to color up as well. It times out very well with our jazzberries. So in the grower community, you can have a nice duo program there.
Oh, a
with
trio. That would be great.
Trio
Your
is
jazz trio
with
is what you need to do.
Trio with our snowdrift as well. So a great combination there too. So definitely an easy to produce item, but the hallmarks of the Vistas, of course, drought tolerance, hedge forming, super vigor index, early to color up for the grower, but just impeccable landscape performance. That's why it's only the 7th we have in our program. That tells you the
But
check marks.
the whole Supertunias, there's only 7 varieties. That's
Only
how high
seven-
the bar is.
7 Vistas in the program. The criteria, the check marks to make are that high for it.
All right.
So.
You now have 7 mini vistas. If my math is correct, tell us about Pink Cloud.
Sure. So let's first start. Our Mini Vista program references the flower size, not the vigor index or the garden performance of the varieties, right? So why is small flower size or flower size important? Hey, weather resistance, pops back after thunderstorms, heavy wind, heavy rain, whatever it may be. And Mini Vista Pink Cloud is a dome of colors, so just impeccable flower coverage top to bottom. And it's the beautiful, almost eye zone in there that kind of pulls you into it as well. So Mini Vista Pink Cloud.
Very cool. Okay, so we're going to keep working along here. Real quick, the Southern Blaze Phlox up there.
So Southern Blaze Pink Phlox is an extension on our current series. We're
Bright pink. Let's be exact.
Yeah,
bright pink.
exact.
Fourth color in the series.
Fourth color in the series. Obviously, Southern referencing is a great Southern plant. Blaze referencing it loves the heat, right? So these have been award winners, and our existing other three have been award winners. Now we're finally bringing you a beautiful bright pink, compact plant by nature, easy to grow in production. But once again, in our trials, impeccable flower coverage from top to bottom throughout the duration of a 6-month Deep Southern trial program. Love the plant. Growers will be happy. Consumers will love it as like.
All right. Another improvement, this time to Scaevola Whirlwind White. And oftentimes we skip improvements, but when you get an improvement on a white, which is very important in any category, it's got to be important for you. So tell us what's new.
Exactly. So we want to be grower friendly with our Whirlwind White improvement. So decrease the internode stretch there, bring more color from top to bottom, and of course time out well and plays well with the existing other two whirlwinds. That would be our pink and our blue. So matches well in the trio program, times out well in grower production. You see the internode and cleaner white flower from top to bottom there.
All right, lastly, I think in annuals we're going to talk proven accents, which are your component varieties.
Exactly.
Are components still a thing?
Components are hot. I mean, a proven accent program has taken off over and over and over. And we do that because we know foliage is important. It's not always about flower, right? But characteristics that come out of that proven accent program are what I want to talk about today, especially with our Sweetheart Shadowstorm.
Yeah, you got to grab that little pot there.
Sure.
Jen can't get far enough back in to see it.
So this is our...
But to zoom in on this, the camouflage-like characteristics of this Ipomoea,
yes.
sweet potato. Let's get real technical there.
Sweet Caroline, Sweetheart Shadowstorm, you're going to see you got a menage of colors on there, right? A camouflage-like effect, as Chris alluded to there. But more importantly, I want to note the habit and the tidy package this plant presents to it, right? So if we look down here, we have a beautiful recipe, right?
Oh, this is really pretty
This is
here.
our recipe here. You're going to see our beautiful Diamond Frost Euphorbia, our chocolate drop color blaze, and of course, there it is, the new Sweetheart Shadowstorm. And you can just see how they play well together, bringing that shade garden kind of to life, beautiful patio option, just color cells and foliage cells well. So.
Ooh, I almost let you forget one of these, didn't I?
No worries, Chris. So I want to make sure everyone's aware of our Sweet Caroline Medusa Black. So think of typically you have a lot of heart-shaped leaf down this. We're going to bring you a lobed or palm leaf effect here.
Again, we're talking Ipomoea,
got
a.k.a.
it.
sweet potato.
Yes, for the common terminology, right? But think about this plant once again with a tidy habit of there. Nice, like I said, lobed leaf foliage there, jet black, definitely intensifies in UV light, but once again, grower friendly and package friendly, which also plays well in recipes. You're not overwhelming the other component plants in those varieties. So beautiful little plant there with our Sweet Caroline Medusa Black.
Really cool. And then for a silver component, Silver River Delta.
So if you want
and grab one of the pots,
if you want to plant for that kind of desert southwest or west
Jensie wants to touch
there,
it.
Definitely got the soft foliage texture you'd love and see that silver leaf there. Definitely can be in an upright container on a patio. Plays well with other things like our Whirlwind Scaevolas or our Stardiva Scaevolas. Plays with our Luscious Lantana. So lots of opportunities to use this foliage item that we don't always think of. So Silver River Delta.
Proven Winners has been known for recipes for a long time. I think like the guys at 4 Star and probably Pleasant View are masters at their greenhouses making beautiful combos. Now you've gone national with the whole concept. Tell us what the national recipes are all about.
Great comment, Chris. So our national recipe program is a heavily marketed program to the retail trade, right? We want to bring those consumers, bring those shoppers into the garden so that they know these recipes are tried and true and proven, of course, based on our R&D programs. We're going to make sure we can give you a shade-loving recipe and, of course, 2 seasonal or sun-loving recipes. So the first of the recipes this year is our Pixie Powder recipe. And these are great to work in not only upright containers, hanging baskets, but, of course, our award-winning 30-second planter, right? So this recipe here combines everything we know and love for the shade, right? We've got our Double Delight Apple Blossom, our Diamond Frost Euphorbia, and of course our Acapulco Coral Reef in there.
That is just a beautiful container. It looks every bit as pretty as the picture, which is great. And there's only 3 varieties in here, but because the Acapulco Coral Reef has some shading going on, as does the begonia, it looks like there's 5 varieties happening in that one pot.
Yes,
Cool.
and that goes to the research. We want to make sure growers are successful, and we do that internally so that we can bring that recipe forth. But great opportunities with Pixie Powder. And let's not forget the 2 other options we have. We've got our Saffron Sunrise, right? Contains some of our Supertunias, our, of course, award-winning Safari Dust Jamesbrittenia, and of course, Tropical Sunrise Superbells.
Great vivid spring into summer colors there.
Exactly. Really pops that earlier season program.
And then the much cooler but sun-loving colors of Moonlit Lavender.
Exactly. And we know that consumers love bicolors, love picotees, and by incorporating Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Org, we know this will fly off the shelf at retail. And so we just love the way this mixes and mingles with the other Superbena and, of course, with the other Supertunias there.
Right, and that includes some of the annuals of the year in these as well.
Exactly.
Right?
We've incorporated our annual of the year of Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid and, of course, Safari Dusk into those recipes as well, so we can maximize all the returns on everyone.
Well, Tim, I've only a couple of comments left as we wrap up. First off, you need to get a little more enthusiastic about your varieties, and you need to know a little bit more about them. You need to bone up a little bit more, study the notes like I do. No, truly, you are a wealth of knowledge, and we appreciate everything you have to share with us about the Proven Winners new annuals.
Thanks, Chris. It means a lot, and we all want everyone to be successful at Proven Winners program. We're committed to that from first and foremost.
There you go, from Proven Winners annuals here for 2026 and beyond. I'm Chris from GrowerTalks Magazine with Tim Anderson, Director of Grower
Counts.
Counts. You got somebody to go visit up in Manitoba. You better
We better pack our bags and get going, so, yeah.